Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.
Part of the business sector states that they are waiting for the evaluations of international community and Western partners regarding the parliamentary elections held on October 26. As the director of Expo Georgia, Resan Kikava, told BMDG, various assessments are made regarding the results of the elections, and if the results of the conducted elections don't receive appropriate legitimacy, this will have a negative impact on the business environment. However, the businessman hopes that the processes will not take place in such a scenario. We will wait for development. So far, nothing is clear. We hear different assessments from the international community. We also hear internal protests, and we are waiting for the developments of events and will act accordingly. As a business, we are obliged to adapt the situation and try to keep jobs. Even if the government is legitimate according to the Georgian law, if it cannot receive legitimacy from international community, it complicates everything. Of course, this situation increases risks for investors, and in general, the desire of cooperation disappears. Of course, this will complicate the operation of business, and hopefully it will not come to that. Otherwise, of course, this will complicate everything, including relations with financial institutions, Resan Kikava said. Natia, the founder of confectionery Fuspusi, considers suspension of cooperation by Western partners with Georgia, specifically Sweden, as a very big blow for the country, and believes that we should not allow Europe to finally give up on us. Natia explains that Fuspusi is one of the beneficiaries of the program announced by Swedish embassy, within the framework of which small entrepreneurs could purchase the necessary inventory. Embassy of Sweden cared a lot about women entrepreneurs and supported the development of the activities. I'm one of the women and entrepreneurs financed by them. This is a very big blow for the whole country. We must not allow Europe to finally give up on us. I hope that small and medium-sized entrepreneurs will not be left without any funds, and we will not have to immigrate to pay the existing loans which we have contributed to our activities, wrote the founder of Fuspusi. On October 29, it became known that Swedish government was interrupting cooperation with the Georgian government. According to the Minister of Foreign Trade of the country, cooperation can be restored in the future if Georgia gets closer to the European Union. If Georgia does not renew dialogue on EU integration and the country does not return to EU pass, it's threatened with stagnation. The founder of MK Development Group, Malhas Kunelauri, told BMDG. According to Kunelauri, the country will not have a steady economic environment with the EU and foreign partners. However, he has little expectation from ruling Georgian dream. If Georgia does not renew the dialogue regarding European integration and the country does not return to European direction, it's threatened with stagnation. Europe and Georgia must be brought closer together. If this is threatened in any way, then the economic environment will deteriorate significantly, and we will not be able to ensure that we maintain a stable economic environment in the country. Personally, I have a little expectation that Georgian dream has a sincere desire to take the country to the EU. I wish that I am wrong and all this is not true, and that the government can quickly return to the path of European integration of the country, said Malhas Kunelauri. Gina Dolin, director of co-working space terminal, declares that the investments are not slowed down, they are stopped. She deeply hopes that the course will be changed and the country will return to the Western path, which will help to attract investments. Investments are not slowed down but stopped. I have to deal with many foreign investors, and everyone hopes that the environment will change and the investments will come and business will develop, said Gina Dolin. According to Gov't, in the first half of this year, Georgia received foreign direct investment of over $700 million, which was a 34% decrease year on year. Chef Luca Natia declares that a business that is not allowed now is hurting itself in the long term. He was actively participating in rallies against Russian law and expressing his position on social media, although he did not rule out problems. According to Chef, he understands those businessmen who avoid openly stating their position but believes that in the long term everyone will suffer. No matter how hard you try to keep your profits, save your business and be safe, you can't build a house by yourself. I understand businessmen. It's very difficult to build a business and someone can knock you down with one hand, but you don't have people around you and all of them are poor who is not interested in your product. What kind of self-saving and what kind of business are you talking about? Which business will be happy? A collapse will occur. If we take the construction business, there is clearly a danger of a bubble. There is no buyer except Russia, and that market will close sooner or later because nothing lasts forever and they are also in crisis. How long will Russian money save you? Says Chef Luca Natia. Tamas Chedlidze, the founder of Bioli, declares in an interview with BMWG that demand from foreign tourists on the medical wellness resort fluctuates due to the political situation in Georgia and the world in general. Demand is very vulnerable. If there are problems in country, the demand also drops. The customers of wellness are residents of very stable and wealthy countries. That's those who have everything well and think how to live quality life, Tamas Chedlidze said, adding that the demand for wellness in the global context is growing. According to him, the guests of Bioli are mainly from Arab countries and Israel. Tamas Chedlidze started creating the Bioli Wellness Resorts in 2005 with the aim to offer a healthy life industry to the country, for which he has already invested 42 million USD. Bioli Wellness Resort is located in Kojori, 16 kilometers away from Freedom Square. Bioli Wellness Resort features accommodation with a garden-free private parking, a shared lounge and terrace. The accommodation offers a 24-hour front desk, airport transfers, room service, free Wi-Fi throughout the property. Gov't, co-founder of kiwi production company Energeta, declares that if Georgian economy and business were closely connected with EU market, the authorities could not ignore the critical messages and appeals from the European leaders. According to Gov't, the problem is that the business did not manage to increase the share of exports up to 80% to the EU market. Our mistake is that Georgian business and economy failed to increase the exports up to 80% to EU market. We don't manage to have European tourists, said Gov't. According to the co-founder of Energeta, the business should create a product for the EU market. We should create products for the European markets. There must be big plans. For example, the new parliament and the new government should say that in 5 years there will be 10 billion USD from Georgia to the European Union. In 5 years, 60% of tourists in Georgia will be from European countries, and etc. The government should support local producer business in communicating with the European supermarkets. The authorities don't have such ambitions, said Gov't.
The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.